I did a video on Paranautical a while back. I basically said that it's a cute roguelike first-person shooter that I was enjoying quite a bit, and suggested that you get it. They were having some issues with getting their Steam Greenlight greenlit because of some involvement with Adult Swim offering to be the publisher, and there was that whole mess. I haven't followed specifically how that has been going on, but they got their Greenlight deal going, and so I wanted to see what changes they've made, as getting updates to the old engine was kind of a pain in the butt, and I'm really lazy. They sent me the Steam key because I had previously purchased the game through their website, and now I have this through Steam, which means it auto-updates and I have a new copy, a new updated engine. There are actual options now, like you can mess with graphics, bloom, anti-aliasing, shadows, screen shake, field of view, which is always nice. Audio is just volume and controls. Well, invert the mouse, and in a most lovely fashion, invert mouse is already ticked when you go in, so that's something I approve of. Before, you would start with a random weapon, and they've done away with that. You can now pick what weapon you have. My preferred weapon was actually the machine gun, but you can't actually pick from that. You have the chain gun, the sickle shotgun, and the David Bowie, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me initially, but I'm sure there's some cultural thing that I'm just not aware of. So I'm going to go with the chain gun. And the music seems to be pretty much the same. I haven't heard anything new, and the orchestration seemed basically the same. The UI is essentially the same, and I have noticed that some of the bosses, or not bosses so much, but the critters seem to have a bit more health. One of the problems I did have with the game before was that you had to run directly over the coins to pick them up, and I saw some posts on their forums talking about it. But now the pickup radius is actually pretty far, as you can see. I don't know if there's a specific upgrade to increase that radius now, or if they just rolled it into the default. There are some new enemies. The devils and these Jawa or cultists or whatever are still present, and there's a new ninja that's actually kind of a pain in the butt. Ah, there we go. There's ninjas in green. They disappear and shoot ninja stars at you. It's a little tiny bit disappointing that the game is still basically just jump around a lot and you'll eventually kill everything. But as you progress deeper into the game, there are eventually more and more critters, and more challenging critters that are really hard to get around. One thing that I still have an issue with is that there isn't a really good feel for when you've been hit by something or when you're about to get hit. There's that ooh, that's nice to have, certainly, but I could do with a bit more. The first boss generally still seems to be these flying breasts or bats or whatever they are. And as far as I can tell, the rewards, I'm gonna die, are still tied pretty much the same. These guys, assuming I manage to kill them, are going to give the winged boots. I am gonna die. That right there is what I'm talking about. You don't have a good sense of when you've been hit. I should have picked a different weapon so you guys can see it. But, you know, it's not a deep game. It's just, you know, a fun bit of running around and blowing shit up. you know, there's a tiny little bit of strategy, but it's mostly, you know, how well you can dodge. There's lots of circle strafing. Fans of Serious Sam will probably enjoy this rather a bit. So, as you can see, the graphics are basically voxels. And, you know, if you hate voxels, then you're going to have a bad time. But if you're okay with it, you know, those are... I've seen a lot of people bitching on the Steam forums that, oh, well, this is just Binding of Isaac. And, well, yes, this is a roguelike game. And, you know, Rogue came out in, I think, 80 or something. So complaining that this game is too much like another game that's also basically just like another game, it's quite a specious argument. People have been complaining that the graphics are very crummy because it's all just a bunch of squares and voxels and whatever. But, you know, so what? There's Minecraft, there's Terraria, there's any number of, you know, 8-bit, nah, not clones, but any number of games that use 8-bit style graphics like Home or any of the others that make deliberate art choices and are still able to capitalize on modern technology. I understand the complaint. I prefer to play pretty games as well, but when this is just a shooter that is really kind of mindless, I mean, hell, graphics-wise, Rogue and NetHack and all those have been using ASCII graphics forever, and I'm gonna die to this guy again. Oh, armor. So, I understand the complaint about the graphics. All in all, I would say is that the game is enough fun that really, get over it. If you don't want a fun game, that's fine. But if you want a fun game, you know, you can play this in, you know, 10-minute intervals. If you die, you die. If you don't, well, everything resets anyway, so you can just escape and get over it. But anyway, I will leave this here and say that this is a lot of fun. It's $10 right now, and that price will fluctuate. If $10 is too much, wait for it to go on sale or save up your pennies.